Hello and welcome and namaste from New Delhi. You're watching DD India Live. I'm Gautam Roy. Coming up in the next few minutes. Prime Minister Narendra Modi holds bilateral talks with Canadian counterpart Mark Carney in New Delhi. Pacts on critical minerals, uranium and others signed. Goal set to ink trade pact by the end of 2026. 3 US fighter jets downed in friendly fire over Kuwait. A 4th American soldier's death in combat is also made public. Iran's projectiles shut down the biggest Saudi oil refinery and Qatar Energy's LNG production. US Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth becomes the first Trump administration top figure to address the media on the war, says it won't be endless and the objective is to take out Iran's missiles, navy and enrichment facilities. And oil surges over 8% as does gas. Gold rises by 2%. Dollar also strengthens against most currencies. Global markets bleed, with India's BSE Sensex settling nearly 1,050 points lower, Nifty below 24,900. Prime Minister Narendra Modi on Monday held talks with his Canadian counterpart Mark Carney in New Delhi. Both the leaders reviewed the progress achieved till date across diverse areas of the India-Canada strategic partnership, building on their earlier meetings in Kananaskis in June 2025 and Johannesburg in November later in the year. The leaders also took stock of ongoing cooperation in key pillars including trade and investment, energy, critical minerals, agriculture, education, research and innovation, and people-to-people ties. They also exchanged views on regional and global developments. So India and Canada have increased engagement across all sectors with MOUs on critical minerals, terms of reference for comprehensive economic partnership. Canadian Foreign Affairs Minister Anita Anand and External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar exchanged documents of MOUs on promoting the use of renewable energy and cultural cooperation. Canada announced its decision to join the International Solar Alliance and the Global Biofuel Alliance, further aligning with India's clean energy initiatives. In civil nuclear cooperation, the leaders said that they would also explore collaboration on small modular reactors and advanced reactor technologies. On the current situation in West Asia, Prime Minister Modi said that India has consistently called for maintaining peace and stability.
विश्व में चल रहे अनेक तनावों को लेकर भारत की सोच स्पष्ट ही है। हमने सदैव शांति और स्थिरता बनाए रखने का आह्वान किया है और जब दो लोकतंत्र साथ खड़े होते हैं तो शांति की आवाज और भी सशक्त हो जाती है। पश्चिम एशिया की वर्तमान स्थिति हमारे लिए गहरी चिंता का विषय है। भारत डायलॉग और डिप्लोमेसी के माध्यम से सभी विवादों का समाधान का समर्थन करता है। इस क्षेत्र में मौजूद सभी भारतीय नागरिकों की सुरक्षा के लिए हम सभी देशों के साथ मिलकर काम करते रहेंगे।
Addressing the media, Canadian Prime Minister Mark Carney hailed Prime Minister Modi's leadership, saying that in the past decade, India has become the fastest growing major economy in the world.
In the last decade, under your leadership, Prime Minister, India has become the fastest growing economy in the world. Per capita incomes in this country have risen at a pace never seen in history, seldom in human history. The most ambitious projects in clean energy, in the digital economy, in biofuels, in the next generation of artificial intelligence talent are all here in India. Prime Minister, Canada shares such ambition and your sense of purpose.
And later, Prime Minister Modi, as well as the Canadian Prime Minister, attended the India-Canada Chief Executive Officers Forum in New Delhi on Monday, engaging CEOs in elevating bilateral trade to $50 billion, finalizing the Comprehensive Economic Partnership Agreement, and to collaborate on clean energy, artificial intelligence, critical minerals and infrastructure. In his address at the India-Canada CEOs Forum, Prime Minister Modi urged deepening ties beyond capitals, linking provinces and states for true prosperity.
हमारी साझेदारी केवल नेशनल कैपिटल तक सीमित नहीं रहनी चाहिए। हमें इसे स्टेट्स और प्रोविंसेस तक ले जाना होगा। अल्बर्टा के नेचुरल रिसोर्सेज को गुजरात और राजस्थान के रिन्यूएबल एम्बिशंस से जोड़ना होगा। ओंटारियो की मैन्युफैक्चरिंग स्ट्रेंथ को तमिलनाडु और महाराष्ट्र के इंडस्ट्रियल क्लस्टर्स के साथ मिलाना होगा। मॉन्ट्रियल के टेक इकोसिस्टम को बेंगलुरु और हैदराबाद के इनोवेशन हब्स के साथ इंटीग्रेट करना होगा। तभी हम इस साझेदारी को पॉलिसी से प्रॉस्पेरिटी में बदल पाएंगे।
Further, Prime Minister Modi highlighted the natural partnership between India and Canada at the CEOs Forum, emphasizing shared values and economic goals to boost bilateral ties through trade and agreements.
भारत और कनाडा वाइब्रेंट डेमोक्रेसीज है, विश्व की दो बड़ी इकोनॉमीज है, साझा मूल्यों पर आधारित सोसाइटीज है। डेमोक्रेसी, डाइवर्सिटी और डेवलपमेंट हमें नेचुरल पार्टनर के रूप में आगे बढ़ने की प्रेरणा देते हैं। आज प्रधानमंत्री कार्नी और मैंने हमारे साझा विजन को आगे बढ़ाने के लिए एक महत्वपूर्ण निर्णय लिए। हम द्विपक्षीय व्यापार को $50 बिलियन के स्तर पर ले जाने के लिए निरंतर आगे बढ़ रहे हैं। हम जल्द से जल्द कॉम्प्रिहेंसिव इकोनॉमिक पार्टनरशिप एग्रीमेंट को फाइनलाइज करेंगे।
Moving on, Prime Minister Modi held two important telephonic conversations on Monday. The PM spoke with the King of Bahrain, Hamad bin Isa Al Khalifa, and he also spoke with Crown Prince and Prime Minister of Saudi Arabia, Mohammed bin Salman Al Saud. During the discussions, Prime Minister Modi condemned the recent attacks on both the countries. He also reviewed matters concerning the well-being of the Indian community residing in Bahrain and Saudi Arabia. And speaking to media persons in New Delhi, India's Ministry of External Affairs Secretary East, P. Kumaran highlighted the wide-ranging and constructive discussions between Prime Minister Modi and his Canadian counterpart Mark Carney, where they reaffirmed their shared commitment to rebuilding strategic trust and anchoring the relationship in mutual respect, sovereignty and democratic values.
Earlier today, the Prime Ministers held wide-ranging and constructive discussions. They reaffirmed their shared commitment to rebuild strategic trust, strengthen institutional cooperation, and anchor the relationship in mutual respect, sovereignty, and democratic values. The leaders' joint statement articulates a structured vision for the renewed India-Canada strategic partnership, anchored in the guiding principle of Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, one earth, one family, one future. In that sense, the joint statement provides a long-term framework, political, economic, technological, and strategic, to guide bilateral engagement over the coming decade.
Ahead of Prime Minister Carney's meeting with the Indian Prime Minister, External Affairs Dr. S. Jaishankar called on the visiting dignitary in New Delhi this morning. Dr. Jaishankar appreciated Prime Minister Carney's commitment towards charting a forward-looking partnership. Now, the conflict in West Asia is widening as US, Israel and Iran continue to exchange strikes across multiple fronts. Israel on Monday said it had launched offensive airstrikes against Hezbollah targets in Lebanon. Footage released by the Israeli army showed strikes on Hezbollah terrorists in Lebanon in an offensive campaign against them. In Kuwait, black smoke was seen rising from the US embassy on Monday. The US military said Kuwaiti air defenses mistakenly shot down 3 US F-15 fighter jets flying in Iran-related operations. All 6 air crew were safely recovered and are said to be stable, as well as a probe is on as to what really went wrong. Israel also said it's striking at the heart of Tehran and is launching attacks on Lebanon after the militant group Hezbollah said it had launched rockets and drones at Israel. The Israeli military told residents of about 50 towns and villages in Lebanon to evacuate, warning of further strikes against the Hezbollah's militants. Air raid sirens also echoed across Israel, including Tel Aviv and Jerusalem early Monday, after Israeli military reported missile launches from Iran. The escalation has come a day after Israel carried out fresh airstrikes in Tehran following the killing of Iran's supreme leader Ayatollah Ali Khamenei. The latest information is that his wife has also been killed after injuries. In response, Iran has launched multiple missile barrages, triggering alerts across the country, with residents seen rushing to shelters amid fears of further strikes. Saudi Arabia shut its Ras Tanura refinery on Monday after it was hit by a drone on the third day of the strikes. The refinery was shut as a precautionary measure after 2 drones were intercepted at the facility, with debris causing a limited fire with no casualties reported. The Ras Tanura complex on the kingdom's Gulf Coast houses one of the region's largest refineries, with a capacity of 550,000 barrels per day, and serves as a critical export terminal for Saudi crude. A drone strike also hit Britain's Royal Air Force base at Akrotiri in Cyprus, which caused limited damage with no casualties reported. Cypriot President Nikos Christodoulides said that the Shahid-type unmanned aerial vehicle crashed into the military facility around midnight. He further clarified that his country does not participate in any way and does not intend to be part of any military operation.
We find ourselves in a region of particular geopolitical instability with a lot of challenges and problems, which is experiencing an unprecedented crisis. I want to be clear, our country is not participating in any way and does not intend to be part of any military operation. We remain committed to the humanitarian role we have served throughout this time, always as part of the solution and not the problem.
Israel also bombarded Lebanon on Monday following rocket fire from the Hezbollah. Several American warplanes crashed in Kuwait, and Iran lashed out against the region with missiles as the war with Israel and the United States expanded. A Saudi oil refinery was on fire after it was targeted, and black smoke rose from the U.S. Embassy complex in Kuwait as Iran pressed on with attacks it launched in retaliation for the U.S. and Israeli campaign. Israel and the U.S. have struck targets across Iran since Saturday. The war that began with Khamenei's killing has engulfed the region, with explosions ringing in Dubai, Bahrain, Iraq and elsewhere, causing chaos with hundreds of flights cancelled and the strategic Strait of Hormuz all but paralyzed. Earlier, in a video statement, US President Donald Trump said that combat operations in Iran are continuing and would carry on until all of Washington's objectives are achieved. Trump confirmed in a video posted on Truth Social that 3 U.S. service members had been killed, and now the number is 4 in fact, and said there would likely be more casualties, vowing to avenge the deaths of the Americans.
The United States and its partners have launched Operation Epic Fury, one of the largest, most complex, most overwhelming military offensives the world has ever seen. Nobody's seen anything like it. We have hit hundreds of targets in Iran, including Revolutionary Guard facilities, Iranian air defense systems. Combat operations continue at this time in full force, and they will continue until all of our objectives are achieved.
And as the conflict has entered its third day, on Monday, Trump said 48 Iranian leaders had been killed and that the U.S. military had started sinking Iran's navy, destroying 9 Iranian warships so far and going after the rest. Now, as far as the latest from the Americans is concerned, it's U.S. Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth who has addressed the media, the first top-level U.S. functionary to do so. Hegseth said that it turns out the regime that once chanted death to America and death to Israel has now faced death from America and death from Israel.
Iran was building powerful missiles and drones to create a conventional shield for their nuclear blackmail ambitions. Iran had a conventional gun to our head as they tried to lie their way to a nuclear bomb. It almost worked under Obama and his terrible deal, but not under this president. Turns out the regime who chanted death to America and death to Israel was gifted death from America and death from Israel. This is not a so-called regime change war, but the regime sure did change, and the world is better off for it.
And still to come in this edition of DD India Live. Petroleum and Natural Gas Minister Hardeep Singh Puri takes stock of energy supplies in view of the West Asia conflict. And India's Olympian shuttler PV Sindhu is likely to miss the All England Championship starting in Birmingham on Tuesday after being stranded in Dubai.
The land of forests, nature's hidden jewel. Jharkhand is a traveler's paradise.
Welcome to Delhi.
One of India's newest states, one of India's oldest lands. Jharkhand is a hidden
Take a front seat to witness the grandeur that Gar Firdaus Barruez
Welcome back. You're watching DD India Live. I'm Gautam Roy. Now, in view of the ongoing geopolitical developments in the West Asian region, Minister of Petroleum and Natural Gas Hardeep Singh Puri has reviewed the supply situation for crude oil, LPG and other petroleum products with senior officials from the ministry and PSUs. The government has said that it's continuously monitoring the evolving situation and all steps will be taken in order to ensure availability and affordability of major petroleum products in the country. Moving on, in Nepal, Holi, also known as Phagu Purnima, is being celebrated with enthusiasm across the mountainous and hilly districts, marking the full moon day of the month of Phagun in the lunar calendar. Basantpur Darbar Square in Kathmandu Valley filled up with foreign tourists to observe and celebrate Holi. Holi is celebrated under different names, remaining a vibrant expression of Nepal's ethnic, linguistic and cultural diversity, reinforcing social bonds and communal harmony. Now for some developments in the business world. Amid the recent conflict in West Asia, oil prices have soared and stocks have fallen across the world, including Asia, on Monday. Oil prices surged over 8%, with Brent crude futures rising as much as 13% at one point of time to $82.37 a barrel. Meanwhile, equity markets across Asia sank. In Japan, the benchmark Nikkei 225 fell 1.35%. The Taiwan Stock Exchange capitalization weighted stock index declined by 0.9%. US futures were also down more than 1%. Shanghai edged up and Sydney was flat. The strikes have ramped up geopolitical worries. Gold climbed 2% and the dollar strengthened against most currencies. Global equities were hit hard. India's benchmark indices saw deep losses, with the BSE Sensex settling nearly 1,050 points lower and the Nifty slipping below 24,900. And now to sports, and two-time Olympic medalist PV Sindhu is set to miss the All England Championship starting in Birmingham on Tuesday after being stranded in Dubai due to conflict in West Asia. The Indian ace was scheduled to face Thailand's Supanida Katithong in the opening round, but with Dubai airspace and airport continuing to be closed, it's partially been opened now. We don't know if Sindhu will be able to make it or not. Meanwhile, India's top men's singles contender Lakshya Sen and rising youngster Ayush Shetty have reached the venue. While Lakshya has been drawn against world number 1 Shi Yuqi of China, Ayush is up against Indonesia's Alwi Farhan in the opening round. Lalit Sehrawat claimed a bronze medal on the final day of the Muhammad Malo wrestling tournament in Albania to lift India's tally to 7 medals. The Indian wrestler, who won bronze at the Under-23 Asian Championships in 2023, clinched the medal in the Greco-Roman 55 kg category in Tirana city. The 23-year-old sealed his first podium finish at a United World Wrestling Ranking Series event with a 9-0 win over Kazakhstan's Arsen Juma. Sujit Kalkan was India's only gold medalist at the tournament. The next ranking series will be held in Mongolia from the 4th to the 7th of June. President of Iran's Soccer Federation, Mehdi Taj, has said he did not know if the national team could play 2026 World Cup matches in the United States. Mehdi Taj said, and I quote, "What is certain is that we cannot be expected to look forward to the World Cup with hope," end quote. Iran has been drawn in Group G at the World Cup and is scheduled to play in California against New Zealand on the 15th of June and Belgium on the 21st, before finishing the first round against Egypt in Seattle on the 26th of the same month. The US is hosting the tournament with Canada and Mexico starting the 11th of June till the 19th of July. Arsenal re-established a 5-point lead at the top of the Premier League as the Gunners overcame Chelsea with a 2-1 win. Defenders William Saliba and Jurrien Timber got Arsenal's goals as Chelsea's ill discipline saw them lose ground in the battle for a place in next season's Champions League. The Blues could not cope with Arsenal's prowess from corners as Mikel Arteta's men edged closer to a first league title in 22 years. Timber's winner just after the hour mark was the 16th goal Arsenal have scored from a corner in the Premier League this season, equaling the competition record. With Benjamin Sesko fired Manchester United to third spot with victory over Crystal Palace. Sesko was handed his first start in 7 games since Michael Carrick took charge and rewarded his boss with another vital goal to edge United closer to a return to the Champions League with a 2-1 win. Palace had taken an early lead at Old Trafford, but United hit back to remain unbeaten under Carrick and take their tally to 19 points from a possible 21. Now, the Actors Award, formerly known as the Screen Actors Guild Awards, wrapped up in Los Angeles on Sunday, celebrating the finest performances in film and television. With just 2 weeks to go before the 98th Academy Awards or the Oscars, the ceremony has added fresh momentum and new uncertainty to the Oscars race. Deeptanshu Kashyap has got you more.
With 2 weeks to go before the Oscars, the Actors Awards, awarded by members of the SAG-AFTRA Actors Union, have reshaped the awards race. The Guild's top honor, Outstanding Performance by a Cast in a Motion Picture, went to Sinners, marking the vampire thriller's first major pre-Oscars victory. Cast members including Michael B. Jordan, Wunmi Mosaku and Delroy Lindo were in attendance as the ensemble accepted the award. In the lead acting categories, Michael B. Jordan pulled off a surprise win for Best Male Actor, defeating the season frontrunner Timothée Chalamet. Jessie Buckley continued her strong run, winning Best Female Actor for Hamnet. In supporting roles, Amy Madigan won for Weapons, while Sean Penn took the Supporting Actors Trophy for One Battle After Another. The ceremony also honored veteran actor Harrison Ford with the Life Achievement Award for his decades-long career. On the television side, the studio led the night with 3 wins, including outstanding performance by an ensemble in a comedy series and a posthumous honor for Catherine O'Hara. Other acting honors went to Kerry Russell for The Diplomat, Noah Weil for The Pit, and Michelle Williams for Dying for Sex. The ceremony, held in Los Angeles, was hosted once again by Kristen Bell. With momentum shifting just days before Oscars voting closes, the industry's top honors remain firmly in play. Diptanshu Kashyap for DD India.
And that's all we have for this edition of DD India Live, but let us know your thoughts on the news of the day. For those on the go, you can get all the latest news and updates from India and across the world on DD India's mobile app. It's available on both Android and iOS. Just scan the QR code on the screen to download the app right away. And we'll be back with more news as it breaks here on DD India. I'm Gautam Royan from all of us here in Delhi. Thanks for watching DD India Live.